Okay, so here are some more adjustable components of the golf swing, things that you can vary depending on what you're looking to achieve. Another one is wrist hinge. You can have more wrist hinge, potentially generate more speed, but in doing so you may lose some accuracy and consistency. You could have less wrist hinge, you can be more accurate and consistent, might cost you some speed. Again, somewhere between the two, 90 degrees is perfect. It's not an overstrain, it's not an underhinge, just the right amount. So you get plenty of power and keeps you in your comfort zone. But you can employ more or less depending on what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Another one is body rotation. You can coil yourself up to the max to try and generate more power, but guess what? You might lose some consistency and accuracy, or you can just have the 90 degrees, kind of the minimum. Even like 85 you could get away with, or 80 you can get away with, and be more consistent and accurate, but it will cost you distance. So I'd say normally like 100 to 110 degrees of shoulder rotation, so just past the 90 is ideal. Weight shift. So I generally feel that staying centered is key. Obviously you'll finish on your left leg, no problem there, and you just focus on your turn, and there will be a small amount of weight shift. Any more than that and you're no longer on the inside of your foot, you can get onto the center or outside and it becomes tricky. So for me, stay centered, it will naturally go on your right leg. Again, arms and club over here, which will tend to promote that. And as you turn back to the left leg, your right foot lifts up, you will automatically get onto your left leg. That promotes consistency, and there's some shift in there as well. But you could, in theory, stack onto your left leg, or even clear your left hip out the way a little bit, like a pitch shot. So then you stay on that left side the whole way through. Promotes consistency and accuracy. That's why we do it when we're pitching, because there's less moving around, but it costs you distance. On the flip side, you could have an aggressive weight shift. Now, I'm not keen on that. You can get onto the outside of your foot, it can be a bit messy, very inconsistent. And the gains might not be that big, but there is some potential gain there. When you shift your weight forward and then stop, there's an energy transfer that goes into the club and therefore into the ball, so you can gain some distance. But like I say, for me, middle ground, feel like you stay centered. Your weight will automatically go on your right leg with the arms and club on there, and your chest a little bit more over your right knee. And then just turn through to your left side and get the right heel lifting, and you'll automatically go on the left leg. So you'll have a weight shift, but it's controllable and it's ideal. But as I say, that's not to say you can't stay on your left leg the whole way through, or have a big weight shift and try and use that for power. Another variable, hand height. You could have high hands. Guess what? You can get more power, you've got more potential energy. You can have low hands, less potential energy, but more consistency, because you have to do less dropping to get to the ball. Low hands, you can almost just turn it through. Especially with a low left shoulder, you can get very one-planey with this and go straight through. Promotes consistency and accuracy, but it will cost you power. If you get your arms nice and high like Bubba Watson, you've got lots of potential energy here. As you drop the hands down, you can build more speed, you can hit it further, regardless of what one-planers will tell you. It's just simple basic physics. You can hit it further if you lift your arms more. But what do you want? Power, consistency. So for me, it's a bit of both. For me, nearly every swing is a two-plane swing of sorts, because it's just how much you vary the two-plane by. For me, left arm across the shoulder is a really good gauge. Top edge of the left elbow gets the top edge of the shoulder, because the arms will want to drop a little bit so you can get some power, but they're not dropping so much that it's hard to repeat. If you get really low, you can get a little bit trapped. It can feel quite awkward. You feel like you can't generate any power from there, which is where the one-planers are. Or you can get very high with the hands and say generate lots of speed. There's a lot of movement going on in that downswing then, and you are prone to coming a little bit steep over the top as well if you do that. We're going to move on to knee squat and stand. So you could, from the top of your backswing, stay more level. Just get the left knee straight, rotate through, face your target, great, off you go. That promotes consistency. You'll tend to get a shallower divot because you're not dropping in height so much. Your arms will tend to be straighter through the impact area, but there's less going on, so you can be more consistent here. However, if you get a little bit more of a squat in this first move down, and then a pop and a stand as you release, that can get more, as you go up, the club head goes down, you can get more snap in your release. so you can hit it further. And again, it's a trade-off. You know, you can get more squat and stand and more release, get more zip, get more distance, more speed, clubhead speed, but it's going to be more inconsistent because there's a lot more moving parts. You stay more level and turn through and more of a level plane, so long as you're not up too high that you have to release early to get the club back to the ball. So long as you're low enough so that your right elbow can capes and flex. Obviously it's straightening as you hit the ball, but it's not straight yet, and your hands can maintain their distance, you know, stay in front of the club head at impact, then that's fine. So you can maintain a better height and just be more consistent. Again, you won't hit it quite as far, so what do you do? Somewhere between the two. It's a very gentle flex, you might drop a couple of inches, and then there's a very gentle standing as you go through impact. It's more natural as well, it's kind of a good middle ground. For me it's the best place to be, but you could do either. So the last one in this video is the rate of rotation of the club head. So you could have a strong grip, you don't even need a strong grip, you could do it without a strong grip, but strong grip just makes it easier, and then hold the club face square as you turn through, so it rotates very little. The ball will come out lower, there's less rotating of the club head, so you can be more consistent, but you're going to cost yourself some speed, it won't go as far. You may get some distance back by hitting it low, because your hands are out in front. But that depends on what your club head speed is like. If you have low club head speed, it's a no-go. You won't be able to hit your good numbers, the ball will just come out too low, you'll get no distance. If your speed is very high, and you have a tendency to pop the ball up into the air, this might be for you, because yes, you'll lose some speed, but you need to hit it lower anyway. And that lower flight can get you into some good numbers, and then all of a sudden, you're in better numbers and you're more consistent, and you haven't really lost much distance because your numbers are better, you're not popping it up in the air so much. So holding it off, generally speaking, costs you some yardage but can make you more consistent. But if you have a very high club head speed, there could be some big benefits there, like a Dustin Johnson is a good example. Whereas the alternative is to maybe have a weaker grip, not that you have to, get the club quite open and then slam it shut. Really strong release, loads of speed, you could hit it further, but you could be more inconsistent. But if your distance is low, you don't hit it particularly far, and you are super consistent and straight down the middle every time, you can afford to use a little bit, you know, increase your standard deviation a little bit so you're a little bit more wayward, but you gain 10 yards because you're really whipping it through, then it might be worth doing. But again, for me, middle ground for most people is good. Neutral grip, and let it rotate naturally with your body. You're not whipping it round, you are turning with the club, so the rate of rotation is not massively high, but you're not holding it off either, you're not limiting yourself in any way.